A livery and an aircraft used for decades, but both of them definitely on the way out. Hello and welcome to a new episode of Review, where we today will take a closer look at a Boeing 757-200 of American Airlines. At the front of the box we have the cutout so we can get a glimpse of the aircraft model inside, and at the bottom of the box we have the old American Airlines logo. Then on the back side of the box we have a lovely image of the aircraft in real life. We're given the original dimensions of the aircraft and some additional details. And here she is, the Boeing 757-200 in the old American Airlines livery. Now this livery was in use with American Airlines, the polished aluminium livery, all the way back from 1967 and was then finally replaced in January 2013. A few aircraft are still flying around in this livery, so the livery has already mostly been replaced, and the 757 is obviously also within its final stretches in the airline industry. So it's about time that we take a closer look. Now at the tail of the aircraft we find a few details on the vertical stabilizer, where we have the old American Airlines branding. On top of that we have the flag of the United States of America. On the fuselage we then find an internal registration code and the full registration code of the aircraft. Moving on to the front of the aircraft, we find across the fuselage the writing of American. Next to the cabin door on the right side we also have a tiny little One World logo, of which American Airlines of course is a founding member. I do quite like the shape of the cockpit section, so the mold that Herpa has used I'm quite happy with. I'm not so happy with the windows themselves, the cockpit windows. I think they look a little bit odd. I think we have seen that better in later releases, and we do miss the window wipers. Also the engines are maybe not entirely convincing. Okay, the engine itself, just taking a look from here, I think that looks fine. If you look from the backside, obviously there we also have seen improvements in later releases. If you look into the engines from the front, that however I think is just perfectly fine, where we can see the engine fan blades. Then we should also spend a little bit of time with the wings. If we look here at the top side, we can see the different flaps, slats and spoilers carved out very nicely. We do also have a little bit of different shades of grey for additional detailing. We don't have any markings as such, but I mean we have even seen very recent releases which had no markings on the wings whatsoever, so I don't think we can really fault the model here in that case. The underside of the wings I think look really nice, and what is also really nice is that the 757 was retrofitted with winglets, and they look very nice with the American Airlines branding. Then if we take a quick look at the main landing gear underneath the wings, yes, it does look like one of the gears is slightly bent. Obviously this is very specific for this model, so you might find or have the same model and there is no issue with the landing gear whatsoever. Maybe just take a quick look at it before buying it, but it should also be mentioned that I only discovered this issue when looking at the model from that specific angle. When it's just standing around, I don't really see it at all. The front landing gear I think looks rather decent. And then, as always, last but not least, we do also have the doors to the cargo compartments printed on here on the backside of the aircraft and here at the front of the aircraft. So there we have it, the Boeing 757-200 of American Airlines in the polished aluminium livery. So what can we say about this aircraft model? Well, obviously it is not living up to the standards we could expect from Herpa Wings in a current release. However, I think it is still a very nice model. It does look really lovely in this livery. Overall, I think the quality is acceptable. Of course, as I mentioned, few details would be better today, but for the time it was standard and absolutely acceptable. So yes, if you like the 757 or the classic American Airlines livery, then this is definitely an aircraft worth having in one's collection. And with that, we have reached the end of today's episode. If you have enjoyed this video, then don't forget to leave a like. That really does help us out. And of course, if you're new around here, you're always welcome to hit subscribe. With that, I'd like to say thank you so much for watching. Hope to see you soon again. I'm checking out, and bye.